Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about some of the new releases of spring 2019, and we're going to talk about all things beauty. There have been so many new releases since the beginning of 2019 that it's just crazy. There have been perfumes, eyeshadow palettes, lipstick lines. I've tried a lot of these products and some of them I've shown you on this channel. Others I decided not to show because I didn't like them that much. But since I've been getting so many messages, direct messages on Instagram lately, today I decided that I'm going to talk about all the products that I've tried, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the ones that I like and the ones that I didn't work for me that much, but still I think are good. So please don't forget to give me thumbs up at the end of this video and get in the comments, share with me what you've tried this spring or what you're curious to try. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and leave me a comment so I can say hi. So let's get started. So first of all, I'd like to talk briefly about the new reformulated Dior Forever foundation. I've been receiving so many messages on Instagram lately asking me about this foundation, why I didn't film a review of the new reformulated Dior Forever. If you've been following me for a while, and those of you who've been following this channel for a while probably know that Dior Forever used to be my favorite, like a holy grail foundation. I loved this foundation, and probably a lot of you were expecting that I was going to review the new reformulated version. So for those of you who don't know, Dior Forever has been reformulated, and now we have two versions of Dior Forever. One is matte and the other one is glow. Of course, I tried both of these foundations. I purchased them the second they were released, and I've been using both of them for approximately a week. I decided not to film a review of these two foundations because unfortunately they did not work for me. Those two foundations are very different than the old version of Dior Forever. The old version had medium coverage and it looked very natural on the skin. It looked like your skin but better. The finish was not matte, not glowy, just a natural finish foundation. Now we have two versions. The one is glow and the other one is matte. First, I'm going to tell you about the matte version of the foundation. The new reformulated Dior Forever is more liquidy than the old version, and this makes it very easy to apply. You can apply it with brushes, fingertips, sponges. It's very, very easy to apply. Like, it has nice medium coverage, but it gives my face a flat matte finish, which I don't like, and makes my skin look a little bit lifeless. So 2 hours after wearing Dior Forever Matte, my skin starts to look very exhausted and it makes me look a lot older. It just starts to emphasize every single line that I have on my face. It starts to emphasize a little bit some of my pores. Around here, around the nose, I have a few dilated pores and it starts to emphasize them. But what's more important, it starts to emphasize little fine lines that I didn't even know that I had on my face. And this is something that I just don't like. And also, it's not long lasting on my skin. As I said, 2 hours after application, I start to see the foundation creasing. I've tried using it with a base, with primer, without primer, but still it didn't work for me and I decided to give it away to a friend. The glow version is a little bit better. I feel like it has a tiny bit more sheer coverage than the matte version, but you can easily build it up. It doesn't emphasize pores or fine lines. And at first, when I apply Dior Forever Glow on my skin, it looks kind of nice. I was satisfied. It didn't wow me, but still I was quite satisfied with the amount of coverage and with the finish of the foundation. The foundation is glowy. I like the Dior Forever Glow better than the matte version. It definitely suits me a lot better. But still, again, 2 hours after application, my skin starts to look shiny, and it gets shinier and shinier, and it's that kind of glow on my face that I don't want to see and that I don't like seeing. So that's why I didn't want to use this foundation, and again I gave it away to a friend. I wanted to say that it's completely normal for a foundation not to work for everyone. I'm sure that these two foundations are going to work great for some of you. For some of you, they are not going to work, but you just have to try them on your face. When I first tried those two foundations on the back of my hand at Sephora when I was buying them, I really loved how they feel on my hand, and I really loved the way they blend. But then once I applied them on my face, I really didn't like either of them. So I gave away both the glow and the matte version to a friend, and she also didn't like the matte version, but she says that the glow version is okay for her. And she also told me that she mixes the two foundations and it looks a lot better. So if you want to consider that as an option, I wouldn't personally want to have two foundations and to have to mix them together, mainly because I don't want to bother and I don't like to spend a lot of time on makeup. But she said that when she mixes the two foundations together, she gets kind of a really nice coverage that she likes and enjoys wearing them that way. So also lately I've been receiving a lot of messages from some of you who don't like the new reformulated versions of Dior Forever, and a lot of you asked me about recommendations for a foundation that can replace the old version of Dior Forever. Unfortunately, I don't know, I don't have a dupe for the old version of Dior Forever because this was a very beautiful foundation. If some of you knows of a dupe of the old version of Dior Forever, please leave it in the comment section below so that we can all benefit from each other's experience. But the two foundations that I'm going to recommend as a replacement of the old version of Dior Forever is, the first one is by YSL, and this is All Hours. This is their full coverage foundation, but it has the most gorgeous natural finish, which is reminds me of the finish of the old version of Dior Forever. Yes, it has a little bit higher coverage because this is a full coverage foundation, but if you apply a thin layer, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love this foundation and I really enjoy wearing this foundation, and this is the replacement that I personally recommend for Dior Forever. And the other one is by Lancome. This is their full coverage foundation, which is a foundation that I also like. So moving on to a different foundation, again a new release from this spring. This is the Guerlain's L'Essentiel foundation, and I've tried this foundation. I didn't buy this foundation. Just to let you know, I didn't purchase this foundation, but I've tried it because I had 5 samples. And I've actually been wearing this foundation for 4 days. I didn't use the 5th sample. I had this kind of samples and I used one each day. This foundation has a really interesting packaging that I'm sure some of you will love. And what's interesting about this foundation is that Guerlain claims that it has skincare properties, and this is going to help if you use it on a daily basis. This is going to help your skin to look a lot better. I'm not sure that this is going to be true because until now I haven't really used a foundation that makes my skin look better, but still the ingredients are great in this foundation. Really, in terms of ingredients, this foundation is great. So I've been wearing it for 4 days. I love Guerlain's foundations. My favorite one is Lingerie Depot, the liquid foundation. I love their cushion also. Unfortunately, I couldn't love this one. This is a very creamy foundation. It doesn't emphasize pores, it doesn't emphasize fine lines, and it is long lasting. It has glowy finish. It's not moisturizing, like if you have dry skin and you expect this foundation to make your skin moisturized and to feel the moisture, you are probably not going to feel the moisture. I think it's suitable for all skin types, except if you are very oily. If you are very oily, this is going to be too glowy and too illuminating for you. So for some reason, I couldn't love this foundation. This is not one of the foundations. It has a creamy texture and it applies quite easy. It has medium coverage. If you apply a very thin layer, it can be a light coverage, but if you apply a nice thin layer. I would say this is somewhere in between light to medium coverage, depending on the amount that you're going to apply to your face. What's a good thing about this foundation? It doesn't emphasize pores or fine lines, and it's quite long lasting. Okay, so for some reason I didn't really like it. I couldn't fall in love with this foundation, probably because it is thick. The consistency of this foundation is quite thick and it's creamy, and I can feel it on my skin. Not like a heavy foundation, but still there is something in this foundation that I don't like in particular. Like, it makes my skin glowy, but not very flattering on my skin, to be honest, and I'm not sure that I want to buy this foundation, so I decided to skip it. And we are expecting a new release from Chanel. This is going to be Chanel's Eau de Tient foundation, and it's part of Le Beige limited edition makeup collection. I think this foundation is going to be quite nice. I don't know if I can call this foundation, but I'm most probably going to film a review on this channel, so keep an eye on my channel in case you're interested. I know this is going to be a very sheer foundation, and it has some micro droplet technology, the same as Hydra Beauty Micro Serum, so this is going to be an exciting release. So moving on to lipsticks, Chanel, Dior and Lancome have released new lipstick lines, and they are all very shiny, moisturizing, but with intense colors. They are quite similar. I haven't tried the Dior's Stellar Shine because it's still not available in stores, but I'm sure this is going to be a bit more pigmented than Lancome's Mademoiselle Shine and also Chanel's Rouge Coco Shine. Mademoiselle Shine are very, very beautiful. I tried them in the store and they have really nice intense colors and high shine. I don't think that there is much of a difference. It's more whether you prefer Chanel or Lancome. These are gorgeous lipsticks, and I always love that shiny lipsticks that have really high pigmentation. About Dior Stellar Shine, I'm really excited to try these lipsticks. Unfortunately, they still haven't arrived in the stores, but I am quite excited about these lipsticks. I think they're going to be very similar to Dior's Lacquer Stick, which is a very high shine lipstick, very moisturizing, but has intense colors. I think just the colors are going to be different, but the formula is probably going to be the same. I'm going to let you know. And of course, last but not least, the spring makeup collections of Dior, Chanel and YSL are incredibly beautiful. Of YSL, I haven't shown you the spring makeup collection of YSL, but it has a really nice, interesting blusher. Very pink, and I think it's more of a collectible item. Not really the only blusher that you want to own, but it's more like a collectible item, I would say. Both Chanel's and Dior's spring makeup collections, I think, are very collectible. Chanel's makeup collection has really deep, intense colors, and I have a video dedicated to this makeup collection. I think this is more, it's suitable for everyone, and it's very wearable. It's not really, it doesn't feel like a spring makeup collection, but it feels more like something that you are able to wear every day, any season. It doesn't really strike me as a spring makeup collection because the colors are quite intense. So I think that Chanel's makeup collection is going to be suitable also for the winter, for a holiday makeup collection. Just the colors are too intense, but Chanel has released a very beautiful and pretty exclusive makeup collection. This is Le Blanc, and it has two gorgeous eyeshadow palettes, and I have a few videos dedicated to this makeup collection. I'm going to have them in the description box, and I think Le Blanc is very suitable for the spring season. So moving on to fragrances, and there have been so many releases, so many new perfumes. Lancome have released a new perfume, a new version of La Vie est Belle and Rose. YSL has released a new version of Mon Paris. Also, Chanel has a gorgeous new fragrance, and I highly encourage you to check it out, and I have a full review of this fragrance. This is the Eau de Parfum version of Chanel Eau de Tient, which is an amazing, very, very beautiful fragrance. This is one of my top fragrances, and I would say definitely the best release this spring. For me, of course, is Chanel's Chanel Eau de Tient Eau de Parfum. This is an incredibly beautiful fragrance created by Olivier Poche, and I highly recommend checking out this fragrance. I have a full review on my blog and I'm going to have a link in the description box. And I was really happy to write a full review of this fragrance because it's incredibly beautiful. I think it's definitely 100% worth checking out this fragrance because it's just a gorgeous spring and summer fragrance. And it's very long lasting, and if you used to like the Eau de Toilette version of this fragrance, definitely check out the new Eau de Parfum because it is long lasting. Dior also have released a new reformulated version of Miss Dior Eau de Toilette, so keep in mind that I know that a lot of you feel betrayed and frustrated because of all these reformulations. I'm thinking of doing a separate video to explain why are all these reformulations, because I know that a lot of people have been frustrated because of the recent reformulations and because of the many reformulations of Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. So keep in mind that Miss Dior Eau de Toilette is now a completely new fragrance. It has nothing to do with the old version, and it is similar with the Eau de Parfum, but it's a little bit more fresh and more citrusy, and I have a full review of the new version of Miss Dior on my blog as well. I'm going to have a link to that also, and in case you're interested, check out my blog and you're going to have a full review and the notes of this fragrance. I think it is a very girly, very modern fragrance. I prefer the old version, but I really loved the old versions of Miss Dior. This one is a beautiful fragrance. It's very girly, it's young, it's modern, and actually I do like it. So I think these are the perfumes that I wanted to mention. I know that there are so many new releases, and in case you've tried something else and in case you think something else it's really worth buying and worth investing in, please leave me a comment below. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video and leave me a comment. Tell me what you've tried this spring, or just tell me what are your go-to spring makeup products. I would love to read your comment. I really enjoy chatting with you, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye!